welcome back, dear viewers, and you are still watching the breakfast show. And in this segment of our program, we will talk about the role of Egyptian women in the 30th of June revolution and economic, political, social gains that the women have acquired since the revolution. And today we are joined by Dr. Nevine Nakkhla. She's a doctorate in business administration. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Dr. Nevine, as we were just talking about the many benefits that were acquired and still acquired by Egyptian women since the 30th of June revolution, and how they actively participated in this glorious revolution. So, tell us more first about the role of women in the revolution, and then we will move to the gains that were acquired.
Yes. Women of Egypt are very special and very different, as you know, since ever. And to know more, women of Egypt are 48.6% of the population.
Almost half.
We are almost half the population. This gives more strength. And His Excellency, our beloved President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, since 8 years, since he ruled Egypt, he was very keen to empower women and to do a lot of things to give women their rights and their position, what they deserve. And we are the first country to do the strategic women strategic vision 2030 to empower women. And not only by strategies, by politics and a lot of execution. Also, it's good to highlight that 54% of university graduates are ladies.
Great.
And around 48% are holders of MBA and PhD and doctorate degrees.
Yes.
Also, around half the population are professors in universities. And in the last few years, in the last 7 years, 65% of the assistance and of the funds were for women. Going back to the 30th revolution and the empowerment of women and the achievement of women, women were the forefront of the revolution. And they were part of the 35 million who went in the streets.
Yes, and they offered martyrs from their families. Yes,
exactly. And they were proud of their kids and proud of their husbands. What else?
Yes, I think this is enough concerning their role in 30th of June revolution. And if we talk about political benefits that women have acquired as of this revolution, especially that we can see them in key positions now, even in the judiciary, in many places, in key positions. So how do you see these political benefits?
Women of Egypt, during His Excellency ruling Egypt for the last 7-8 years, you see that we broke the glass ceiling of a woman that can't take this position or can't work this in this status or in this place. As you said, a lot of positions politically, economically, socially, a lot of empowerment, a lot of decision-making positions. As you see in the ministries, the cabinet, we have 8 lovely, very
hard-working, actually.
Very hard-working, very successful women, representing 25% of the ministries in the cabinet. Also, as you see in the parliament, 162 women representing around 30% of the House of Parliament. And in the opening session of the Parliament, Dr. Farida Shubeshi was the person who opened, and everyone stood in admiring her speech. Also, for the first time, the deputy for the Senate, Dr. Phoebe, House of Senate. So achievements.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, and achievements were not touched or taken before. Also, as you see, Dr. Ghada Wali in the United Nations, she's holding the executive director position. Also, the African Union, a woman coming from Egypt holding this position for the first time. As you said in the judging and
Judiciary, yes.
yes, 430 judges. 6 of them are in very high positions. Also, in March, His Excellency said that in the public prosecution, women will be part of being judges and of being there. So, breaking all glass ceiling, and as you see, Dr. Maya Morsi and what she's doing in the women.
National Council for Women. Yes,
exactly. So.
Great achievements.
Great achievements. Name the position, and they have proven very ethical, very hardworking, very trustworthy. And
yes.
The support was worth.
Yes. Also, I think that the government is trying to offer Egyptian women economic independence, as well as they are training them in to start their own projects, how to be part of the system of the small and medium enterprises in Egypt. And I think this is very important, as we were just talking about that before this interview, and you told me that women now are engaged in many projects to depend on themselves economically.
Yeah.
And this is very important, because this includes the majority of Egyptian women in rural areas and in Upper Egypt.
Yes, a lot of initiatives and a lot of work has been done for women.
Yes.
Let's go back to the 2014 20 articles in the Constitution, the Egyptian Constitution. After also his presidency advised to, he was very upset to see in rural areas women are not inheriting, for example.
Okay. This
so
is the norms.
The norms. So the 20 articles of the new Egyptian Constitution during 2014, one of the most important articles was making sure that women are equally inheriting, or not equally, I mean, but inheriting according to the law.
Yes.
And also the circumcision,
yes.
the double what you call law. Also the marriage of
gender
children.
Equality, of course.
Gender equality. Also, one of the articles was the economical empowerment and the equal opportunity for economical investing and opening businesses. A lot of gains during this 20 articles. Also the marriage of children. A lot of articles. If we go to the part of initiatives to empower women in rural areas, there is an initiative called Mastura, and this also to assist women in rural areas and in poor areas to start their businesses, to start their empowerment
small projects.
Also, you know, the Ministry of Youth, they have 4,300 centers around the 27 governorates of Egypt, and they are using these centers to do like a TOT for women and for youth in general, to empower them, to
improve their skills.
To improve their skills, to show them. I was one of a Rotary initiative with the Ministry of Youth.
Yes.
And we went to Minya, we went to other places.
And do you see that when you visit these places, do you see that Egyptian women in these areas are keen to go and learn and improve their status, or you have to go and knock at their doors and ask them to come?
Very much, very stubborn, very successful, very smart. And they have the potential, they have the character.
They are keen to come.
Keen to come and keen to learn. Also, the good thing, the only good thing that COVID-19 gave to the world or gave to Egypt was the online education.
Yes, of course.
I also a part of EFE, the Education for Employment. It's an NGO for empowering youth. And we have reached 50% of the youth empowering and training. We have successfully reached the Upper Egypt and very far away places, 1,000 kilometers. You know that some families, they don't allow the women to go for a training for 5 weeks and spend the night in Cairo and leave their houses. So it was an outreach not only for one initiative, but for a lot of initiatives to reach women in their houses. And the good thing about the online training as well, the mother and the sisters and the children of these women that are taking the outreach, the training and the know-how and the empowerment online, they are overheard by the families. Like one of the courses is emotional intelligence and how to accept others and how to respect and
are they able to communicate with you via social media and online learning?
Yes, yes.
They are capable?
Yes, they are very much capable. Now the youth are more technologically aware and technologically know-how. They have the know-how.
Great.
So
because I think that part of Egypt's development depends on developing the Egyptian women, empowering youth, and to achieve the Sustainable Development Agenda 2030. We have to work on developing not only roads and streets and build projects. We have also a mission, we have also a very important mission, which is developing the Egyptian character and developing the community and Egyptian people. And part of this community, of course, is Egyptian women and youth.
Exactly.
So as we saw that the president was not only keen on empowering women, but he was also keen on empowering Egyptian youths in different fields. He was keen to meet with them, communicate with them via many forums, international forums. We have people and youths coming from many African countries to participate, and it is actually a new step and a new vision a new vision to approach Egyptian youth, making them part of decision making. So can you shed light on this and the empowerment of youth under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi?
Yes, his presidency, His Excellency, our beloved president, did something very different, and the first country in the world to align the women, the national strategy for women empowerment with the SDGs, with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and that is agreed upon by the world. And there are 34 indicators that have been tackled and aligned till we reach the vision 2030 for women empowerment and youth empowerment. And let's shed the light first on the women.
Yes.
The women political empowerment and leadership programs and indicators. The fourth pillar is social empowerment, and then economical empowerment and protection. And protection from harassment, protection from the secrecy of any harassment happened to them, protection in the laws to protect the child and women. Let's see also the nationality issue.
Yes.
When he gave the right for women, the mothers of Egyptian mother of children, to have the nationality like men. So
to offer nationality to their children.
To their children. So a lot of
so we are talking about the equal legislative rights and the rights to nationality.
Exactly. If you look on the other hand for the initiatives for youth, a lot of things, if you see the TIC for startup, the technological incubators,
the LP program.
Exactly. A lot of initiatives. Also the Ministry of Economical Development, Dr. Hala Said, they have the 2030 initiatives full of incubators, training, funds for MSMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises, startups. You have a lot of NGOs, a lot of governmental, like we were saying, the Ministry of Youth. They are using the 4,300 centers all over the 27 governorates to reach youth with a lot of initiatives. We talked about Mastura, we talked about also solidarity, Takaful Karama. 80% of Takaful and Karama are women.
Great.
And a lot of support, especially during COVID-19 crisis and the pandemic crisis. A lot of funds, banks, a lot of banks. I don't want to say names of
supporting
banks.
SMEs and supporting
SMEs,
entrepreneurs.
Billions of Egyptian pounds. The central bank is funding billions of pounds. Also, Dr. Rania Al-Mashat has a lot of initiatives for youth to support startups. Even His Excellency was in all the forums. He was shedding light and assuring that youth should not wait for the job, should not sit and wait. They should do their own.
So do you think that this will take the Egyptian economy to a different we can when youths are not waiting for the job, they are starting their own projects, they have their own innovations. So to what extent this will change Egypt in the future?
This is a very important step for economical empowerment and economical growth of Egypt.
Yes.
And if this step was not taken for the last 7 years,
unemployment would have
not
soared.
only unemployment. Imagine with the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, with this, if this vision was not already taken place since 7 years ago, imagine how affected would Egypt be. And a lot of people are opening houses and opening job opportunities by their projects. I don't want also to say the names of projects, but let's say all the new projects with the apps, the mobile apps, delivering transportation.
All the new ideas, all these new ideas.
And these things with motorcycles or with cars or whatever, they're opening thousands of jobs for other youth and very creative ideas to be employed.
Yes.
We did an initiative with the Rotary and Kitharet Dawood, one of the NGOs. It's a pilot initiative that took place in Monofia, which was funded with one of the big CSR companies, did it as a CSR. We took 300 ladies from a very rural area in Monofia. They didn't know how to read and write. They were completely illiterate. And we took a 5-month literacy program. And then with the help of the ILO, International Labor Organization, another NGO, they gave them courses on how to do their businesses, how to market, how to finance, how to be smart and to bring the raw materials with good prices. And then Kitharet Dawood, the NGO, started working on teaching them how to do shoes and bags.
And sell them.
And started doing fairs for them and selling for them. One of the ladies, we had a small video across the journey of 1 year. One of the ladies, she was saying that she didn't have money to come from her village to the training center in Monofia, and she was walking every day for 1 hour, going and 1 hour coming back. Today, this lady is a businesswoman. She's a trainer in our program.
Great.
And she is a single mother. She is really spending good
Success
money.
story.
Success story. And she is very much empowered to teach her kids. She enrolled her kids in a better, school. And she knew, and a word of mouth, I mean.
Yes.
Now we are starting phase 2 of this initiative. And you will never imagine the number of women they want to enroll in this initiative, because word of mouth, they saw the economical gain women can have from learning and empowering.
Yes. Finally, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Nevine Nakkhla, doctorate in business administration. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. It's always an honor.
Thank you, sir. And give your short break, and we'll be back with our second segment for today, so stay tuned.